Peekaboo, hello. How is everyone? So, I am doing just two last minute fixes. So all good, all good. Oh, need to do like this. There's a lot of people here. Happy Turkey Day for those who still have Turkey Day. I don't celebrate Turkey Day. I like to get myself fat and sassy when I eat, so sometimes I feel like I believe a stuffed turkey would feel like, but that's a totally different thing, right? We see Joe Speakman, ABD, and Robin. Hello, you guys. Chris Kaleidoscope. It's nice to see that you are still here and hanging around. And I know, is it now the time the PJ crew hangs out? Is that when everyone's hanging out here in the late nights? Yes. Steve is still awake. How come? I just need to sort this out. I'm sorry. There we go. So, what are you guys doing? Being up this late. I woke up just a little bit ago. It's 6:16 a.m. here in Sweden, and I'm still busy doing market prep and blocking shawls and fixing things. But I need to wait for them to cool down, and yeah, that it takes a bit to do all of this. Crawling around on the floor when I do all the blocking. It's not the most fun thing to do. My knees don't like me. Robin likes my top. I did it. Of course, you might have already figured that out, but I did this one. This is what I had for Easter. I figured I'd be a little bit more, I don't know, festive. This is 2 cakes. 1 cake from green to red and 1 cake from yellow to green. Of, well, my type of yarn. Yeah, PJ crew forever. What's wrong with Steve's internet? Joe is crocheting and Be Creative Crafts. Hi, hun. I saw you. I was hanging out for a little bit. Neil is awake. What is blocking? Okay. I'll just run for 2 seconds and find something that I just recently blocked and show you what that is. So we're gonna. Okay, continue talking about blocking. This is what I finished yesterday. This little, you saw it in my short, most recent. This little table runner that is crochet along thing. I don't remember where it's been done. Dawn has done it. There's a lot of people doing it. So we have these Christmas trees. And there's 5 Christmas trees like this. And then there's a little section here where there's a little pattern. And then it's Christmas trees again on the other side. So blocking this means that I pinned it down on a foam mat or something else. People prefer different things. Some people just iron their things. But this yarn is an acrylic yarn. And some yarns are just not suitable for ironing. But I pinned it down and I put my blocking wires that I just recently got through here along the lines. And then I put the measuring tape to see like how big is this corner to that corner, and made sure that to pin it to the same measurements, and measuring a couple of times just to see that it's even. And then I steamed it just to get the fibers to kind of stay in place, to get it even, straight, and stretched out a little bit, so you do see these patterns better than what you do this is very sparkly yarn, but you definitely see these trees a lot better than when I just did them, because now they're stretched out a little bit and opened up. I do have pictures of what it looks like being pinned down to the board. And I can show you some other things that I've been blocking just because. So I don't know how good this is going to be visible from the camera, but I have it pinned down. You do see the wires, you do see my T-pins, you do see the foam puzzle boards that I had it pinned down onto. And then I just steamed it for it to get the new shape. Now you really do see the trees better like that. So that is what I've done. I moved the orange. Well, yes, apparently so. The thing was that I took them down and I had a little squeeze and then I put them up, apparently mirrored. Yes, I do see that the orange was here and that one was over there. I was like only thinking about that these were positioned like this, not that I actually moved them. Yeah, okay, I moved them. I touched them. I squeezed them. I had more of a detailed look into the yarns. Oh, Neil is at work. Little Lego, hello. Yeah, so I have been blocking. I've been busy blocking. The first thing I blocked, I know the picture is not really good, but this one has been hanging behind me on the chair, so now you get a good visual of that one, what that looked like. I should have had this uploaded to the computer and you could see it better, but apparently I did not think about that. Fixie! Do I have some other ones? You have seen me work on this very recently. We got the rainbow virus meets granny in pastel rainbow colors. That one was pinned out so that it would get nice and flat. It's kind of like just ironing it, but also stretching them at the same time. This is one that you have seen me work on also, the virus in the purple Halloween colors. There you really do see the colors and how it looks. Now when you do see the pattern a lot better. What else do we have? Oh, you have not seen this one maybe? Have you? Maybe? I don't know. This is one that I did. Let's see, what's the best picture to show? I might have to show you a couple. But a long time ago, I got me some Metallico yarn from Hobie, which is really shiny. And I have this shawl made from that yarn. It's a Tahitian green color and a pearly white border. And I really like how snowflakey the edge is. So yeah, that one's nicely stretched out to yeah, get a good border. The Christmas shawl that I did very recently is the one that I had up with the, well, the other Christmas yarn. I did this with one Christmas yarn colorway, but I did get another one of the Universe Christmas. And this one that you also saw me work on, you saw me unbox this at the same time as the other one. So that one has been up on the board. And right this minute, I have my boho shawl and all the fringe glory. So I've been combing the fringe. But I am going to cut the fringe as well, because, or trim it. It's not even yet, but I figured I'd let it cool down and then I'm going to cut that. So that's what I'm going to do whenever I finish here. But there is granny stitches and some lines and things. I called it my boho. I've shown you this one, but it kind of boho chic type thing. Halloween colorway. But yeah, there you see the edges that needs to be trimmed. So finally I got to do that. And I still have a bunch to do. I have done, I have blocked a lot of my shelves previously. So this is the stuff that hasn't been blocked yet, if that makes sense. Um, Broccoli's in the house. Yay. Broccoli's for everyone. Pixie, you started a new shawl. What did you start? Yeah, you do things that needs to be blocked. So yeah. Blocking boards I do recommend. I did buy these as puzzle mats for for the kids not to fall over from some heights that I put that down because there was things that they could crawl on, like next to the couch, or like fall over the couch arm rest. So I had that on the floor next to it just because I couldn't prevent them from climbing on it. Yeah, I hope I do good this weekend for my market. Yeah, it's on Sunday, and then I'm doing the live after that. So you do get first hand knowledge of what went down. All of it. Yeah, I pin them down with the needles and the wires, and then I steam block them, and then they cool so that I don't take them off until it's cooled down and dried, because the steam will um, dampen the fabric. So that's something I want. Like, I want them to keep the shape. Like, when you iron something, you want it to stay ironed nice. So I'm not gonna touch it until that happens. I usually leave them on there for at least an hour so that I'm sure that they are cooled. You love a good fringe. I'm not the biggest fan of fringes in the fact that I like to like tangle myself on them, and I don't do that. No, I don't iron them. This is instead of iron them, but other people might iron their items. If there's acrylic in there, the yarn might not be suitable for that. Did I not have? I just had there. Christmas Universe. The washing instructions on this one does say to not iron. But with the steam, I feel like it's just a quick work over it. So things that is not suitable for ironing, I do still just let the steam go over. It's more of a heat block. Neil is hoping to have a monetization party over the next few days, just waiting for YouTube to do the job. Well, I'm really happy that you finally got there, Neil. I told you could do it. You started a butterfly shawl with nice Egyptian cotton in a grab bag from that Mexican company. Nice. So it's going to be a butterfly shaped shawl. Not like mine that's made in the yarn that's named butterfly. Or. Hello, Rudy. Yes, Neil finally got the hours. Happy Turkey Day, Sable. Blue and black. A morpho butterfly? Nice. Did you know that there is a butterfly, this butterfly yarn color named morpho? Have you seen that one? So on my to-do list, other than the market prepping, I need to do my nails because they are still a mess. They're more of a mess now than before. But I'm not going to do that today. That's just That's just a part of this, okay? So, this one is empty, again, because I had the Christmas yarn on it the other day. Let's get this one back on the hook for a few. So, I'm going to find the center again. There we have a center. And now it's hanging here nicely. Yes. And my crochet hook. I have no idea if I need to find the pattern and just make sure I know what to do or where I left it off. No, I don't need to do that. But I am going to have this one and hang out and crochet for a little bit. I'm not planning on staying forever, but I am planning to stay and hang out for as long as I can before Mini-Me wakes up. No, I don't know, 2 hours maybe, hopefully, who knows. So what are you guys doing? What's in the glass? What's on the hook? Or are you doing something else? I highly doubt someone's standing and cooking a buffet style dinner right now, though. Did you all get some turkey? Get yourself a little bit fat and sassy and just enjoy everything with family, friends, and all the things this is it. It's a holiday for you guys, right? It might not be that you have the day off. Do you have the day off? I don't know if you have the day off. I don't know stuff about all the turkey stuff. What's the vampire's favorite fruit? A blood orange. Butterfly shaped shawl, not in the butterfly yarn, but that would be a perfect yarn to make another one. Oh, nice. Neil, what's your weather? You have clear with a temperature of 39 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 4 degrees Celsius. I bet you have better weather than I have. East northeast wind. Not that bad though. That's barely any wind. Oh, apparently I found my caps lock. We're not going to do that. Retyping. Little Lego is rebuilding. Well, yes. Unfortunately, I have to do that. Oh, okay. So your son was just working. Nothing special like that. Green bean casserole with bacon. And there's still turkey cooking and stuffing and gravy. Pixie, what time is it for you? So my weather isn't as bad as I thought, but I haven't been out the door. Partly cloudy with a temperature of 39 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 0 Celsius. That means freezing. That is the freezing temperature. And the wind is blowing from west-northwest at 11 miles per hour and 18 kilometers an hour. So I have more wind, but less humidity, only 67%. Yes, great job, little Lego. You can do it. Robin, is that your weather? You're winning the colder one. 31 degrees and only -1. Yes. West, northwest. You have more wind too. Don't step outside. You might blow away. 16 miles per hour and 26 kilometers an hour. And the humidity is 71. Yes, everything. You're topping off on everything. You're cold, Robin. ABD, now you got a song stuck in my head. Can you take a guess what song that might be? I was walking in Memphis. Nope, not singing here. 46 degrees Fahrenheit, 8 degrees Celsius, southwest, 4 miles per hour. So you're not going to blow away. No, you're not heartless, Robin. For sure not. Late for a feast. 8:34. Well, yeah, if he's been working, then you eat after work. Nothing weird with that. Neil, were you really going to say that Robin was cold and heartless? We know you're joking, though. Yeah, Lego, we're talking about you. You can't see us, but we can still talk about you. Joe, I have no idea how to pronounce the name of that city or town. Kiwani is my guess, but I might be totally wrong. It's pretty similar to mine. Same temperature, 32 degrees Fahrenheit and 0 Celsius. North wind at 10 miles per hour, 16 kilometers an hour, 64% humidity. Miss Red is lurking in the bushes. A lot of weather's here today. Decatur, is that how it said? Decatur. I might totally be butchering these names, but you're gonna just laugh with me or at me. I'm laughing at me, so all good. 42 degrees Fahrenheit, 6 degrees Celsius, and the wind is blowing from southeast at 0. So there's no wind. 94% humidity though. I nailed it. Miss Red is always having fun at my pronunciation. What is it I can't say? Bajangi? I don't know. I'm guessing you're having a fun one. Boy angle. I don't even know. Uh, I don't even know. Boyangles. Bojangles. You keep throwing all these cities at me to tell me the weather or to tell you the weather. I'm guessing that you're only making this up now with weirder and weirder town names for me to butcher. The weather for Arcata? Conditions are clear with a temperature of 42 degrees Fahrenheit, 6 degrees Celsius, and the wind is blowing from east at 2 miles per hour, 3 kilometers an hour, and the current humidity is 97%. Or something like that. Is that the weather on the moon that Neil wants, but we're getting Moon Township? There's actually a place named Moon Township. Or is it the weather on the moon? That doesn't sound like temperatures on the moon. I wonder, do we have a temperature meter on the moon? Does NASA have that? Anyone know? Weird geeky stuff. Robin wants the weather for Uranus and got Uranus. And that's even worse. That's even worse. Or how would you pronounce this? Maybe totally different, but yeah, there's laughs about that. Hello, Lydia. Welcome in. We have a new record of where it's coldest. Nebraska City has 27 degrees. That's -3 Celsius. So that's the coldest I've seen today. I don't know who had the warmest temperature, but that's the coldest one. This Nightbot stuff is kind of fun. Something that Swedes like to do is talk about the weather when we talk to people, just like randomly in the street. Talk about the weather. That's one thing we're good at. So I kind of think it's fun with the Nightbot thing, but there's names I just cannot pronounce. But then again, if I throw all the weird Swedish words at you, you're gonna have the same problem. So I think it's kind of even Steven, so to say, on that one. I have things you cannot pronounce, and you have things I cannot pronounce. But that's all good. Is Nightbot not want to give you the weathers you're asking for, Miss Red? Is that why you're giving up? Robin is just putting random things in, and Nightbot is interpreting to somewhere else. Oh, ABD, what's wrong? You don't feel too well? You need to rest? You go rest. Is it just maybe too much turkey or something? Did you get too fat and sassy and now you need to lay down because your stomach is messing with you? Because that can happen. I've had that happen before. Or are you getting a cold? Is that what's going on? Do you have to gargle something strong? There's plenty of things you could do depending on what it is. My guessing game is probably not the best to solve your problems. But it might be something, what is it? A little garlic in your ear might fix? I don't know. Or Robin says take some honey. That's also good for a lot of things. Oh, we get weather on the moon. Weather on the moon. Snow does not fall. Thunder never rolls. No clouds form in that pitch black sky. Weather on the moon means something completely different than ... Okay. Robin, you got Greek honey? Oh, the dot dot dot. There was a continuation. So, weather on the moon means something completely different than it does on the Earth. The lunar climate dominates by temperature swings of hundreds of degrees, incoming space rocks of all sizes, and particles and energy traveling from the sun and beyond. Okay, well, that makes sense. 98.7 degrees. That is Miss Red's temperature right this minute. Okay, good to know. Since that is only in Fahrenheit, I have no idea what that means. But since you didn't specify anything, I'm assuming that you are okay. Is that regular body temperature? 98.7. Neil is trying to get Robin's temperature, but Nightbot is not very good at doing that. Did you have... But Robin tried to get Neil's temperature, and Nightbot gave the temperature for Neilsville. And then we got Robinson Township. You guys. Normal body temperature, 987. Okay, well, that's good. 37.056. That's very, very, all the extra decimals are very specific. But that sounds good. I'm not worried about you having a cold. On if you're sick or not, I don't know. Because you can be sick and don't have a fever. And there's things that just isn't curable either. So we never know. I'm not making assumptions here. Just because the temperature is good doesn't mean everything else is good. You might have a broken foot, and the temperature's not going to tell me that either. Millersville, your last name, Pixie, and the weather in Veronica. Well, Veronica is a city. Isn't there a town or city or something called Veronica? I have no idea where it is on the map, though. But then again, I don't know where a lot of the places you are talking about is. Well, if you're under a blanket, Miss Red, it sounds like you might be all nice and cozy and snuggled up. So, I like that for you. Robin's also under the blanket. Yeah. I kind of figured that a lot of people is at this time of day. Like, I would also be under the blanket right now, like, probably getting up soon, though, if I was on a normal type of schedule here. But I did tell most of you guys that was here, well, everyone that was here for my last live that I was good. No, it wasn't my live. Well, not my live. West Coast Wednesday. I did say that I was going to pull an all-nighter, and I almost did. I think I went to bed at like 5 p.m. ish. That's when I went to bed. 4:35, and then I slept to 12 hours. So that's the longest sleep I've had in weeks, to be honest. So I got me some good sleep. I did. For once. Robin needs a feet rub and wants to snuggle with Miss Red. Oh, you are a blanket hog? I am too. I am kind of known for that to crawl up, steal blankets, and yeah, take it all and just cocoon myself in them. That's why we figured that it's better to have separate blankets than to have one big one on our bed. Also, I like the thicker and warmer ones, and he prefers it cooler. So we have totally different types of, well, duvets, blankets, whatever. Yeah. Heated blankets. I can agree to that, especially during the winter. In the summer, I do not want heated stuff. Heating pads and heated blankets. Well, that sounds like very cozy stuff, especially in the winter. Yes. Neil, are you trying to poke Miss Red to be very talky? I don't think Miss Red is very quiet, but what, you don't think she talks enough? Is that what you're saying? Well, you all get some good rest and enjoy it. Yes. Eating turkey, stuffing turkey, bacon, everything, whatever you're having to go with it. I'm guessing there's a lot of you that are just in desperate need for some rest time. Ooh, you have a calendar crochet along, Chris? Tell me more. Calendar crochet along. What is this? I have never heard about a calendar crochet along. Is it like temperature blanket style or calendar? I'm just, or yes. So are you all doing the banoffee pie baking on, is it Saturday? Was that what I saw that you were going to do? I say banoffee. Banoffee pie. Banana toffee. I don't know what you have all prepared for it, but I can tell you that the ones I get here in the store, because we do get them at the grocery store, on top of the cream, they do have, they like to drizzle chocolate that cools down so that it gets a little crunch on top, just like the drizzles, thin drizzles of chocolate for the extra crunch. Just a little bit. And it also makes it a little bit prettier. because you can never go wrong with having chocolate with bananas as well. Maybe next time I go to the store, if I find one, I'll take a picture so you can see what they look like over here. She used the condensed milk to make pumpkin pies, so she needs some more. Chocolate chips could probably do it for the extra crunch, just a little bit, like either chocolate chips or we have these teeny tiny, almost like droplets shaped. I guess it would be similar to like how, like one pyramid something, but like they're not just chips. They're, yeah, droplet shaped, but they're tinier than the chips. Or just take chocolate, just any bar of chocolate, and chop it, and then you get either that or like shaved. Yeah, there's enough ways to mess around with chocolate to make it into pieces, and you can just sprinkle it over. Use it like sprinkles, but it's just chocolate flakes, chocolate chips, chocolate something. Your favorite type of chocolate. We have a really nice chocolate here. Milk chocolate with sea salt. Milk chocolate with sea salt, even. It's not just like the dark chocolate with sea salt. It's milk chocolate with sea salt. That one's yummy. I like to use that one when I make cakes. I've done a chocolate cake, and I took that chocolate with the sea salt and I melted it with a little bit of butter and a little bit of cream and made like a glaze to cover the cake with. And it kind of gives a little bit of a toffee caramel flavor to the chocolate because of the sea salt. I don't know why it is that happens, but it's really yummy. Some extra layers to it all. Oh, Susan Burke. Hello, hello, hello. How can I save you, Miss Red? Oh boy, we are in trouble. Amanda, save us. How can I save you? Save you from what? Dark chocolate with caramel and sea salt? Yum. Yes. Yes. That's also yummy. You're going to make 7 banoffee pie, Neil? That sounds like a very, very big undertaking. Are you going to eat them all too? Okay, here we have any calendar as per Butterfly Deems Genie and V. You choose to make yours in Tunisian stripes using scrap so the colors match the month's colors. Okay, so they have something like a calendar thing that they have figured out. Okay. I need to look into this. Something I've totally missed out on, for sure. Neil and Robin, what am I going to do with you? You keep competing for the top baker, who's the chattiest chatter in my chat. Robin is the top chatter. Ms. Fred is the bottom baker. I don't think that. I think that Ms. Fred is pretty good at baking stuff. What should you be writing, Pixie? You should be writing one. Oh, you should be writing one word at a time. Just so that you can be the chattiest chatter to catch up with Neil and Robin. Oh, that's cute. But yeah, I don't think you should do that. That is not something. Well, I know Nightbot is not set to. Well, Nightbot might be set to stop spamming things and be. YouTube will give you a timeout if you do too much. Yeah, well, yeah, that can happen too. But Nightbot can also slap fingers. I just don't remember what I have it set out to do, because I did disable some things. Robin's been timed out. I do kind of understand that that could happen. Oh, you guys. I appreciate that you're all here. That is something that is totally, yes, very awesome of you guys to hang out with me, because I love you and I love hanging out here. And this is my new thing. Just hang out. I miss being social and hang out with people. And now I have new people to hang out with. So I'm happy you want to hang out with me too. Okay, so they did create a pattern, and then you're doing that together for the months. Cute. Well, at that time I didn't know any of you guys. Well, in January. I did some lives in January and February. And I do know that some of the people that was finding me way, way, way back then still does find me. Joe Speakman was hanging out with me in the beginning, and I know Joe was here in the beginning of this live stream too. But a lot of you guys are new just from the past months, so I had no idea about butterfly dreams and yeah, most of you guys. So it's hard to catch up on crochet alongs that started before I even knew you. Maybe I'll take a look at crochet alongs next year or something like that. I have done some crochet alongs, so I'm totally up for that. And this one, I was late to the party, but I did it. I started it yesterday. I finished it yesterday. I blocked it yesterday. I need to take a picture and upload it before Sunday, I think was the deadline. I saw Sandrine say something about that, so I am a little part of things, even though I'm late to the party. Yeah, see, Joe Speakman is still here. I appreciate that. Nightbot is telling us to hydrate. I feel like I just did that, but I still feel that my lips are dry, so I haven't been drinking enough. At the speed you could crochet, you can catch up on crochets that started in 1987. I don't think so. I do like a lot of crochet alongs, but I only do ones that I actually think is something I would enjoy. Because I don't want to start things and be like, no, I don't like this, and just put it to the side and never pick it up. And I'm not that fast. Year 6298. Why are we sending Robin to Pixies? I am fast. Well, I know that I have some speed, but I've seen people crocheting a lot faster than I am. So I don't want to, yeah. Well, Pixie, they say that you are fast too. There's people that want to see a crochet off with me and Pixie. So you must have something going too. She doesn't want to rub your feet. Oh. Oh, yeah. Amanda doesn't like compliments, so we kind of have to push them on her. Can I come on earlier next time? Well, I woke up and then I said hi to Pam and Nancy for a little bit. And I was doing, next set of things on the blocking mats. And usually I don't wake up this early. Usually I'm still awake this time, but no, wake, yeah. Yeah, blankets do need times outs. Oh, you mean because you have to go to bed? Well, Robin, sweet dreams. When do we get to see Robin next? Is there any plans? What's the plans? Saturday, baking, Robin, Neil, and Miss Red. Is that the next thing that's going to happen? Just so I know what's going on, where I can find you guys next. I miss a lot of that too. I've been missing out on things because I've been sleeping. I do sleep and I miss out on things because of that. So I'm guessing Miss Red is also going to sleep soon because you're working tomorrow. So good night, Miss Red. Fall asleep under the blankets and cozy up. I am almost finished with this row, and then I need to open the pattern again. I've been not having this pattern up for a little bit because, well, not since I restarted the computer last. Apparently, I haven't had the pattern up, so I need to go find it because I did not prepare. Then again, I had no plans. I just wanted to come and hang out. Wasn't even sure of what I was going to do. I could have just started something new with my new yarns. That also happens. This is probably the live stream so far that I've had least um, pre-planning and thoughts of what to do. I was just like, I want to hang out. I want to talk to you guys. I miss people. I want to hang out. Yes. Hang out with me. I was expecting to see more, I don't know, more opportunities for people to come and hang out, but that someone would take the opportunity to do a pop-up. But I get that people have been busy with family stuff and maybe just being too tired. So let's go and find my pattern. Mm-mm. Ooh, it even restored on the page I was on. Yes. Makes my life easier. Um, so yeah, Thrift did a pop off this afternoon. Well, yeah, I was thinking of like, because there was a lot of people that said that they couldn't keep up with their regular schedules, and I've heard that there was people that was thinking about just taking advantage of the situation and do something because they could instead, just like I did now, because no one else was here. I was kind of thinking that Dawn would be here and hang out at this time, because she isn't this the day she usually goes after Pam and Nancy, but she has been sleeping a lot. She needed to catch up on sleep for sure. Okay, now I know what to do, because now I've done the corner and now I'm back to the side. And this is a repeater pattern. I haven't even talked about what I'm doing. I'm working on my doodad. And you see that the shell type part I'm on here is also the same as down here and down here. And I've done this, well, there's more of this, but I've done this pattern 2 times before this. So it's pretty easy to do these patterns when you've done them a couple of times. It's easy to remember what they look like. Kind of. It's just the corners. I there's always some extra stuff in the corners, and I have to look at that a little bit extra. Um, Hello, Marie Miller. you're wondering if I had a pattern FOD? What is that? Or file? Is that what we're talking about? Thank you, Joe. No, Jerry is back at his place. They did talk about Thanksgiving, but the traveling stuff was more expensive now. So he was gonna come sometime in December, when it is a little bit, less expensive to go, as well as it was not pre-planned in a way that, I don't know. He was talking about that he couldn't take time off work. Something. I think travel during holidays is expensive wherever you are, just because of, supply and demand. If people want to travel, up the prices and then maybe put in an extra flight, or yeah. And also, people don't want to work for the holidays. That also is the people that is, driving the trains, buses, and airplane pilots. They also want to spend time with their families, so it's probably hard to find staff. That would also up the prices, because staff will work if they get paid better, right? Hello, Aisha. Nice to see you. Didn't know you were up at this type of days too. Oh, the pattern for the top I am wearing. Well, maybe I should write one, because this is a creation I did myself. This is my own pattern. My own. Yeah, it just came out of my own head. I winged it, so to say. But it is basically a hexagon cardigan made out of 2 cakes of dahlia. Dahlia from Hobie. It's 100% cotton. I know all the metric stuff, so 200 grams, 800 meters of yarn for each side. But we can take a look at the yarn. I do have the exact same yarn in this one. Well, yeah, it's a dahlia, so the same specs. Even though this is a Halloween color, limited edition color, but it's the same. So the cakes I used look like this, with 4 strands of yarn not twisted together. You can see here that they're just side by side, and that's throughout the whole cake. So I had 2 cakes like this in 2 different colors. One starts with green, and then it goes to yellow, and then to red, and it is more red at the bottom, almost like a raspberry red. And the other cake starts in yellow and goes to this darker green, and is also more dark at the bottom. So that's what it looks like. Let's move my chair to the side, and I can stand up. So this is what it looks like. So hexagon, I started here, worked my way basically to the length where, well, you see the shoulder joint here. So I worked my way up to this length or width. And when I got down here, I worked my way to close this from this sleeve part, because I was happy with the length. This is perfect for the summer. I don't want too warm in the summer. So I worked my way up here, and then I continued for a few rows to make it a little wider. And then I started to make this V-stitch or V-style neck. So at that point, I just went back and forth all the way around, and then I turned going back and forth to get a little wider to create the neckline. And then on this side here, you can see that I stitched it closed with the red yarn. That's why we have the red little stripes here. So I closed it with the red here. And in the back, I did the same, but with the green. And then I added some length. You can see this part here is added. I don't have the same seam or edge because I was working back and forth between these yarns, alternating. So I did have to sew in the yarn end at the beginning and at the end. There was 4 strands of yarn that I had to sew in. So the beginnings in the armpits, and then one here on this side, and then one here on this side. So I was kind of happy with that I managed to make a pattern where I could do everything, closing the parts up and not have to cut the yarn. So I am a little bit proud of that. So that's why I should probably make, if not a tutorial or a pattern, something, yes, to explain my steps and how I was doing that. This yarn up here, I have 2 cakes of that. And my thought was to make something similar to this. Because this is 2 colors, 2 different colorways. And it is really pretty with all the the green is pretty much the same. They work really good together. But I would like to have one that's, looks the same. This one that Sandrine is telling me to send her, we have a hexagon underneath here. For those who haven't seen it, there's people here that hasn't seen it. So this is the back of another hexagon cardigan that I've done. But you can see it's half and half. We have purple with mint stripes, and the other side is mint with purple. So I was like, all of mine are different in that way. No, I have one that is blues with the green, but I wanted to use those to make something like this. So yes. I'm just gonna go through the chat a little bit fast here because I have to wrap it up. I told you I was not going to be here for very long, or at least until the kid woke up, and the kid is awake. Hubby's taking care of that right this minute, but it sounds like I have to wrap it up. Maybe he can put her back to sleep, but I don't think so. I think she needs breakfast. Yes, create a pattern. You would be interested in a pattern for the top 2, Pixie? Well, yarns that is twisted together, there is yarns like that. Just because I'm using yarns that isn't twisted together, this is the Dahlias, the Sultans, and yeah, they are like that too. But this is a Sultan Deluxe that I'm using for the baby blanket, and these yarns are twisted together. This is not the same style of yarn. So there's cotton yarns with the twisted strands too. Just because I use the ones that's not twisted doesn't mean that you have to use the exact type of yarn. You just need a thin cotton yarn. Pretty much. You're trying to design a sweater with a centro, a vintage crochet pattern for snowflakes. That sounds like something I need to see to understand what you're doing. Because centros and vintage crochets and snowflakes, that's just, I cannot imagine where you would take this. A tutorial just to learn reading patterns. Yeah, I think that there is stuff like that out there because I learned how to read patterns and diagrams myself. I did have YouTube, Pinterest, and cross-referencing as my basic guides, basically. There's silence. Maybe we can hang out for a little bit. Keeping my fingers crossed because it's quiet. I'm just going to be very, using my ear and see if we can hang out for a little bit. If I have to wrap it up, I'll wrap it up. But fair warning now that family is awake and moving around a little bit. Yes. So the one I was thinking about using is Black Friday cotton cake. Just a little side thing. Hobie still has the sale. They were doing 2-week Black Friday sale. Isn't it Black Friday today even? But this is the colors I have. Dark purple, light blue, and mint. And I have 2 of this. So that was... I need something like this too. I don't know if I'm going to replicate this like in the exact measurements. I do really love it, but I would, like, if I do it again, I would probably do it less wide, like a little bit less on the side to get a little bit more shape, like this maybe, because there's a lot of fabric here. Like, even though, like, I am a fluffier person, I admit to that. That's nothing, but it just feels like if it wasn't as big on the sides and have a little bit more length, maybe. So if I'd redo it, like I would do it with the same techniques, but I would do it a little bit differently in how because you can see here where the sleeve is joined, I have all of these rows from where the sleeve is before I started to do the neckline. And I would probably just start it earlier. So that's just my sizing type of thing. That is, I want to try and see if I can make a tutorial that is easy to understand and how, like, you can make your own adjustments to what you need, because some people might want it more or less or longer or shorter. And with the way I did this, how I closed up the sleeve, you cannot like, I closed it to continue to not make the sleeve longer. These ones that I've done, like I have done the closing in a way, in a different pattern, where I closed it to continue to work on the sleeve. So depending on how you like do the row, you can either close it from the bottom, but you can also close it from the top and then work the sleeve longer. It's hard to explain. Maybe I can explain it in a tutorial, but that's just, yeah, something I will have to look into later, because I have market on Sunday. This is not something I'm going to sit and do right this minute. This is probably going to hang out on the shelf for quite some time. Because I have other plans for a lot of other yarns that I want to do too. And I have Christmas presents to prep. Home time. Neil is free. Good for you. Well, it's good that you have ideas in your head, though. That you have some type of plan of what you want to do. Well, Pixie, I do have a couple of older tutorials. I'm not proud of them. It's just basic tutorials. I do have the sunflower pattern for my coasters. I have a Hexie slipper sock that no one seems to be caring about whatsoever. That one is like not even a, yeah, I don't know if people have either seen that one. Let's go and find it. Just because we can talk about my stuff, let's talk about my stuff. I have a playlist of how-to basics, and I have a Hexie slipper I don't know where it's at right now. It's somewhere over here that no one has seen, really. So let's share that one with you guys. You can check that one out just to see if there's like, yeah, that is how I am as a teacher, or at least how I was as teaching crochet a while back. Do you still want me as a teacher if you've seen that one and how I explain things? Then yes, okay, I'll do some more tutorials. But that's, and the sunflower coaster, that one was a little bit more of a, that's my most watched video, actually. But I do have them in one playlist with my tutorial type videos. I'm just thinking, where is that slipper right this minute? I know I had it in a box, but where did the box go? Because I've been moving things around so much. It's not there, and it's not there, and it's not there, and it's here. It's here. See, I haven't even sewn in the yarn end. This is the exact slipper I made in that tutorial. So you start heel first, and then you work it to the size of, like, on top of your foot, from the heel to, well, this goes on top of your foot. And when you have that measurement figured out, then you close it up and then you do a toe. So it's also, you have the yarn end to hide in the heel, and you have the yarn end to heel in the toe. That is just something I like to do, to not have to sew in yarn. So I make it as a one piece, not cutting yarn unless I really, really have to. If you wanted this higher up on your leg, then you'd have to attach some yarn and go up there, but it is a bit of a different shape. Yeah, it's pretty much, you can do it as in a worsted or a DK. This is somewhere along that line. Kind of, yeah. But this is a wool yarn, or it's a thick wool with a little bit of nylon or something, so that it's durable for slippers or socks, which is really, it's not the type of thing you would use to make a sock, like sock yarn, thin sock yarn, but it is superwash wool and some type of synthetic fiber just to make it durable in the same way. Yeah, this is my little, I have a little bit of a pot holder, you know, the to just put your pots on to protect the table. My pineapple, also the same type of thing. Protect your table, putting pots and pans on it. Not the type of, like, not oven mitt type thing. Strawberry coaster, double layered. All of this was in this little basket. I did not make these. These were gifted to me. Pot holders in waffle stitch. I love the green though. Really nice green color. But they're all hanging out here in a basket that I wasn't even sure of where I had. It was hiding. Steve, are you gonna work at this time? Well, yeah, maybe it's time to bed soon for a lot of you guys. All work, no play. Well, yeah, that happens. You can use any type of yarn you want, like any thickness, because with the pattern like the one I did for the socks, you start the same way. It doesn't matter what yarn thickness. You just change the hook size to whatever yarn you're using. But what you need to do is the measurement from the heel to the top of the foot. That's, if you're making this in a baby size, it would be the same. You just want the thickness around here, like this part here from the heel to the top of your foot. And then you do close it. You can close it differently. I have a little closing that I think is cute. And then you just want it the length you need for your foot. So you take a thicker yarn if you want to do that. I think I did that pretty easy in how I did the pattern. The closing is actually kind of pretty. Do we see it? It's a bit of a zigzaggy braid almost. I alternated basically slip stitching on one side and slip stitching on the other side. Just for detail. You can close it in any way, shape, or form you want. Yes. No, the sunflower. Oh, wait. I'll go get a sunflower. Sunflower coasters. They've been out and about here a lot because I've been, my market prepping. My sunflowers. These are the sunflowers. That is the tutorial. The coasters. In a lot of colors. So the edge is a bit roughly and wavy. And it's just a fun coaster pattern. This one even has like 2 colors of the blue because I had scraps. Color changing in all sorts of ways. 2 tones of yellows. A tray of sunflowers. Whoa! A sunflower avalanche. I even threw them on the floor. No, sunflower down. But yeah, if you want to make some of those, that's the tutorial. Where did you go? Where did you go? Come to me. Oh. Snowflakes hitting things. Oh yeah, Black Friday and making sure the sites are up for sales. That is something that is good. If you have a website or web shop, you don't want it to go down on Black Friday. And just because I took a sip, Nightbot's telling me to hydrate. I am out of coffee. I did buy coffee filters, but I never bought coffee last time I went to the store because I thought I had another pack of coffee. And I haven't been to the store. So I'm starting out at 7:40 a.m. with Red Bull in my wine glass because I'm out of coffee. I need to go to the store and get me some coffee. Yes. Downside now, I was fiddling with that sock. The sock is wool yarn. I'm feeling a little bit itchy. But yeah, that is just how it is. The life of sensitivity to fibers. But I get to play with a lot of acrylic and cotton yarns. That is my plus side of it. And there's a lot of good acrylics out there that you can use. That is very similar to wool. So there's nothing really stopping you from doing that. Yep, yep, yep. I am tempted to use that one over there. I have 4 of that one with the bright neon green in it and make something. I have seen people do a really cute hexagon style cardigan, but with the pattern I'm using for this baby blanket. It's a weird combination, yes. But someone already did it in the exact colors. So I don't want to really, replicate it in the same colors, but that's the only one I have 4 out of. And I would need like 3 at least, and I don't have 3 of that one. Yes, if I sell stuff, I do give them care instructions. I should get better at like getting something maybe just printed out. But I don't have a printer. There's things I need to like up my game with for that. But definitely there is care instruction that needs to be given. I should have some tag with everything, just like a price tag in the store, especially for like doing the market now. I wish I had thought of that earlier and had something made up, just like a template where I could like, yeah, make, because all the care instructions are pretty much the same no matter what yarn I'm using. It's either wash cold in I like to use these mesh bags that I put like, what is it, wash bag? Just so that stuff does not get stuck on other things in the washing machine, not tangled up. So I like to have them in a somewhat of a secure way in the washing machine. But also like lay flat to dry is preferred in a lot of ways. But if you're doing like if you have a shawl, things that you block, you can block them hanging with clothespins. So you can of course dry them hanging if you just pin them in the same way you would with blocking. Yeah, there's so many different ways to think about that. Yeah, when in doubt, hand wash or dry clean. Yep. Yeah, some of these yarns do have on the label that they couldn't be washed in the machine, but if you use a wool cycle, low temperature and whatnot, it's, at least with cotton yarns, they're not going to felt on you. Wool yarns can felt. So there's that. If you do a lot of wool yarns, then you might have to be even more specific on the care instructions. Hello, Jeannie. Nice to see you. Did you get some turkey? Did you hang out with friends and family? Or friends or family, maybe? I don't know. I did learn a new word this year that I have never heard before. Friendsgiving. And I had no idea that that existed until this year. I am market prepping. Right now, you don't really see me market prep because I'm not. This baby blanket is not going for the market, but I am blocking and waiting for things to be ready to get off the blocking mats at this point. And I just wanted to hang out. I was expecting someone to go live and hang out and do a pop-up, but no one was live, so I ended up doing it. I just do a short one because I don't have the time to sit here all day, even though I wish I would. And family. Mini-Me already woke up once, and it sounds like she got tucked into bed again. But it's probably time for her to have breakfast too. So I am expecting to do all the mommy stuff here in a bit as well. But I just want to hang out with my friends a little bit for a little bit, especially since no one else was here. I was like, well, okay, then it's me. I'll be here. I'll be here for you guys and hang out. Especially also since, well, we did get to congratulate. Why can I not talk? We did get to congratulate Neil Collects a little bit earlier. He finally got the watch hours he needed, so now he sent his application to the YouTube team for the fan-funded monetization. And that's also what I am working towards now, to get that happen. My goal is before Christmas, and I need watch hours. So you are currently helping me to work on that because you're here watching me and giving me your watch hours, and I thank you very much for that. And I'm even getting closer and closer to the 1K subscribers, which is very awesome. And I did not see that that was going to happen as fast as this has, because it just, I guess the ball started rolling down the hill, and it's rolling faster and faster because more and more people are coming in faster and faster. Yes. Yes, always look for lives. I I I really love it. I love the interaction part. If not, we can talk in the chat, we can talk in all the ways. Talk to the people on the screen and talk about the things on the screen, and in my case, yarn and crochet, because that's my thing, and I think most of you are here for that. I can do it. You'll watch more of my videos. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoy them also, not just watch them for the sake of watching them, that you actually enjoy them. My older stuff is really cringy. I need to redo the tutorials. I'm gonna keep these older ones up though, just so that we can laugh at how not good quality they were. Yep. Friends are family. True. Making turkey for Christmas. You don't do turkey for Thanksgiving. You had turkey. You had chicken. Well, yeah. I don't do turkey at all. ABD is tired. Previous. Sorry, you're tired. Precious live stream. Well, it could be considered that too. Precious previous. All good. All good. Mm. I have the live stream playlist running on one of the computers. It's gonna take a while. I'm only on 7. I have no idea of how many I have done of anything really. I just started making videos and it's been a lot of fun, and my YouTube channel has more content on it than I can remember that I've done, because I haven't done it for the sake of making videos per se. It's more like me talking about the things I love and the lack of people in my life that I could share this with. So I just ventured out and found YouTube as a way of talking about the things I love and finding like-minded people that also likes yarn and crochet. And that's what we talk about. Good morning, Chris Carlton. How are you? Nice to see you. 44 live streams? Have I seriously done 44 live streams? Okay, well, that's 44 parties hanging out with my friends, or something along those lines. One of my live streams is actually pretty popular still. It's being watched more often than some of my videos. It's me working on my daughter's blanket. The pastel rainbow colors, very similar to this one. That one seems to be one that the YouTube algorithms are liking to share, at least. Yeah, we have some people that's sleepy because it's time for bed for a lot of people. I am in Sweden and it is 7:52 a.m. here, and I'm just starting my day, more or less. Starting my day crocheting and hanging out with my friends. Yes. That's what we like to do around here. Enjoy each other's company and geek out about yarn. I am a very yarn geeky type of person. I wish I could just talk yarn all day, but no one in my house except me likes to talk about that. So that just means I get to talk more when I am hanging out here and being like, yes, what do we want to talk about? If there's anything behind me that you want to see more of, just let me know. Like, I have no problem pulling the yarn out, making a yarn lantern a mess if we want to look at it, but that you might have already known by now. Friends that are still in the past, it's still Thursday here. Well, yeah, it's Friday, 7:54 on a Friday morning, and I'm out of coffee. I need to go to the store. I need to go to the store. I have my trusted companion, my wine glass, and Red Bull, because I'm bougie. Channeling my inner Granny D. Hello, Al. Thank you. Yeah, I talked about it earlier this live stream, actually. So if you want to know more about the top I'm wearing, you can always go and watch the replay, because all the info about it is in the past already, but it's still out there for anyone to see. Because I like making it easy like that, yes. To share about the things I like. Mm. We have also been talking about this Christmas tree runner and all the pretty Christmas trees on it that you barely can see because of there's an upside down Christmas tree, and there we have the right way around Christmas trees. So that might give you some inspiration for Christmas. I'm going to take this one with me when I go to the market on Sunday, because I'll be selling my things on a Christmas market this upcoming Sunday. And after that, we're hanging out here because I have a Sunday live. So you do get to see and hear all the things I have to talk about the market. I am a bit nervous. It is my first market. I have no idea what to expect. I have no idea if my thinking of, prices of some of the things I've done is good in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, there's things I need to figure out. And I should be making some more. Oh, they're over here. Some more eggs. I'm gonna bring some fried eggs to the market just because they're cute. Just because I have this fluffy yarn to make some more. Because they are fast to make. Yeah, pricing is one of the hardest parts. But I think small things like this one is probably going to sell easier than like my big shawls. That is a lot pricier. And I totally get why, We got bee. I'm thinking maybe making some more bees. I don't know. But I don't know if the yarn I have is going to be enough for, well, maybe some smaller bees like this one. I can make a couple more. I should. I still have time. It's Friday. I have Friday and Saturday to crochet. Right now, I just felt like doing something not very, um, you know, pattern reading and things, just because of hanging out with you and just relaxing for a little bit before everything else that I need to do. What do I typically sell for? Well, I have a pricing standard type of thinking, and I know it's not the best thing to think, or like way to think, because I know a lot of people are like, well, I can do this myself, my grandma can do it, like that type of um, arguments when people are like the talking about pricing. That it's so expensive, I can do this myself. Well, okay, fine, go do it yourself. And I do see a lot of people talking about like, well, the material cost times 3. So you get a little bit of something for yourself. You cover the material and then some for yourself. Yeah, I do get that part, but that would still not cover the time you crochet. That's just how it is. So that's not, I don't like that type of pricing, but I totally get it because people don't want to pay more than what they want to. That's just how it is. That's how things is in general. But I see that as my minimum if I would go to a place and sell things and think like that like 3 times the material cost and that's the price, and try to make this into like a business and make a living out of it, that will not work in what shape or form at all. Like that's just not gonna work. So I have other type of pricing in my head, and if people want to negotiate, that will be the lowest I can ever, consider going. The 3 times the material cost. But 3 times the material cost is not what you paid for the yarn or the other things. Because a lot of, like, you've heard me say this again and again and again. I always shop sale prices, discount codes. I never pay full price. If I make an item and price it according to the ×3 rule, that is the full price of what the skein of yarn would cost. Or the cake. Let's just take any cake. Let's go and take this pretty one here. I have no idea what I paid for it. I would go right now and check what would the price be right this minute to buy this particular type of cake, first of all. We're going to start there. We're going to start at what does this yarn cost? Because I'm thinking if I sell something, someone else might see it and be like, oh, I want that too. But I could never get the same type of yarn for the same price I got last time because the yarn is no longer available at the price I got at the time I bought it. So starting price in my head is going to look at what would this yarn cost to buy outside of a sale, full price. And that would be just counting, I don't know exchange rates right this minute, but $39 to go and buy this outside of a sale because I might have to buy it tomorrow and the sale might be over. And then I'd have to pay $39 and maybe plus shipping. So the shipping price would also be included in that. But also, am I making a pattern that is mine? Am I buying someone else's pattern to make an item? What was the cost for the pattern? That is also included in the material costs. Am I making something that requires stuffing? Then I weigh the stuffing. Eyes. Add the price of eyes. That is also a material that's being used. But all at full price. Because if someone wants you to replicate it tomorrow and there's no sale and you have to buy it at full price, you don't want to have to spend money from the profits to cover cost. So have everything like starting price at full price ×3, and that's like the lowest that you'd consider going. And then I go higher than that. I put some on that for myself, but I do have shawls that I've done and I've calculated, I've timed myself, like how much time would it take me to make an item, and if I would take a certain amount of, the hourly wage, and done those calculations, and what would a shawl cost or be worth with those types of calculations as well. And somewhere between the what would it actually cost price per hour and the materials, and I find somewhere in between there where I'm comfortable at. So if I would go for a total of, because I have this little handy app here, it's called crochet.land. It has a little cute giraffe. You can put the material costs in there. You can put all the supplies you used. Like in this case, I have used 3mm crochet hook, and I have rainbow lace, and the amount I used. You see the pricing, 4 skeins, and what the skeins would cost. So that's just the material cost. This also has a little handy feature that it can put in. You can put in your hourly wage, what that would be, and you can change it to whatever you do. So you can change the pricing to fit whatever. Like if you think you're worth this amount of per hour, then you put that in, but then a month later you're like, well, I have to up the prices, I have to add something to the prices, and then you can do that and it will recalculate for you. So it has the supplies, but it also has the hours. So I have the suggested price of an item that I've done, and that is about, in your currency, would be about $240 for a shawl, because that shawl took me 13 hours and 44 minutes, and the supplies I used was about $35 worth of supplies, and that calculated me to $240 for one item. If I would go for the same item with the pricing of like what I used, that's $35 of materials. I can't think because I haven't woken up properly yet. What did we say? That's $35 times 3. That's 105. So between 105 and 240. That's a big span. And the hourly I was set at I just have this set at about $10. And I'm not happy about, like, that's not, if I take any job whatsoever, I would not have that as a minimum, but I have that as a minimum in here, because I don't have any, expenses. I don't have an office. I don't have any rents to pay. I don't have a proper business. But I will definitely, like, as I sell more, and as I have to consider that part, and I have to rethink things. But I am definitely not the type of person that's gonna undersell myself for the fact of underselling myself. But at the same time, I'm not comfortable being like, I'm gonna take the things that I did 3 years ago when I wasn't as good as I am right now, and say that this is just the type of quality I'm producing right now, and say it probably took me, like, I don't know, 40 hours to complete a piece, and just calculate on those hours, because I know that a shawl can take me like 14 hours to make, and 14 hours is more of a reasonable thing for me, but I'm a fast crocheter, so, like, there's all these variables. But I don't think that 200 is a bad pricing in what I have going here. That's probably still underselling for my stuff, but it's a price I'm happy with, because at this point it's more of a hobby than a full-time job, and I am doing things step by step. Like, I cannot expect to sell things just like big fancy brands, because I am not a big fancy brand. Maybe one day I am. Um, but that's where I'm thinking, like, this is just some of the thoughts of pricing, and it's probably all over the place. And the chat is not very chatty about what I'm talking about. So did I lose you? Because I kind of lost myself. Neil, are you home now? Did you have a safe drive? Oh, and Divergent, did I say hi to you? I did just, yeah, people are saying hi to you, but did I miss to actually say hi to you? Because I got your question. I'm not sure. Did you say hi? I don't know. Yeah. I lost Joe. I don't know. I lost myself. It's all good. It's all good. But also, I have all these small things. I have my bees, I have the eggs, I have all the coasters, I have coffee mug um, or coffee cup cozies, I have hats. Um, I do know that like the people in Sweden, they do like natural fibers, they like eco-friendly, and they like that type of items. So acrylics are a bit frowned upon and will not sell for as much as the natural fibers and eco fibers and such, and that's reasonable. So I do know that I can charge more for that because I know more people are interested in that. There's a bigger market for that. You saw a group of deers cross the road. Is that a weird thing for you? Because that's like pretty much any day I go out of the house, I can see a deer, but I live in the countryside, so that's just what I expect leaving the house. Animals. Yeah, pricing is just hard. And at this point, I'm just happy to be on a market, and I don't expect to sell anything. I'm happy if I sell one shawl because that will cover the cost of the gas for me getting there and home, and you know, the renting the table because I don't have a table of my own. Or like, yeah, the spot basically to be there. So if I just get that covered, then I'm happy. But I'm hoping that some of the smaller items will sell, only because that's more to be expected. That people are looking for smaller things. That's good Christmas gifts. I'm thinking my sunflower coasters set of 4 will probably sell better than my solo sunflower coasters. But I don't know if that's only my speculations or if I have my head's wrapped around that one right. I don't know. You have a ton of deers around your place, ABD. Mm. Yeah, recycled acrylics or recycled synthetics. I do expect recycled materials to be a little bit more of an interest to some people. I do have the yarn that I'm working on, a blanket for my brother, being recycled, was it polyester? Um, but it's a really cheap or inexpensive yarn. So making things out of that is, it's not a soft. It's not like, it's a little bit scratchy. It's not the softest yarn. Yeah, recycled polyester. People will frown upon that kind of. Yeah, recycled cottons are more popular. Oh, you survive overheated. Overeating and not overheated. Well, you can get overheated too from eating. Yeah, always a million and one things to go into the pricing. Yeah, deers are not good. Picking one item you think will sell the best, and people would choose to buy everything else that you sell. Yeah, and that also is a thing. I didn't like, I've done a lot of hats because I had a lot of yarn that I thought was good for that, and hats is a thing that is needed in a a wintry Sweden. I just have no idea if my hats are gonna be of interest. There's other people also making hats in other types of materials. There's probably felted and wool, and yeah. That's why it's going to be so interesting to see how this all turns out. And when I go live on Sunday, after the market, we might have to do a little bit of an inventory check to see what did I bring home? What did I have left? Because I am expecting to have things left. I am definitely not going to sell everything I have. It's 5 hours in the middle of the Swedish countryside. I don't expect the people to be there to maybe fancy all the things I have. No. I don't think the right venue for a lot of the items I have, but I'm going to bring them anyway because I might be proved wrong. I'm gladly being proved wrong rather than not taking enough of things with me there. If you know what I mean? Yeah, also hard to sell petrol at a place that has no cars. Well, it's a Christmas market. It's on a little farm outside of the city that's closest to me. And I know that there's other Christmas markets going on in not the, in this town or close to the town, right? There's just markets in like basically every town or city. So I'm not expecting too many people coming from far away to this specific location just because there's Christmas markets every weekend from now until Christmas. If you just look, there's places to be, places to go. So there's a lot to pick and choose from. So I have no idea. Even though like I'm an hour away from the capital, I'm not expecting, the people coming from there to come to this little tiny market. So even though I wish they would, because people coming from far away, if they drive that far, they might be, actually willing to not go from a market without something. I don't know. Speculations. People will ask how much you charge for a hat that you wear often, and most of the time you offer to make them one if they buy you the yarn, if you know them, because of the actual cost would be too expensive. I get that. Um, I get that. I usually kind of do that and then some. I will charge, like, I wouldn't, let them go and pick the yarn in that way. I would like, okay, what type of thing would you want? Do you want the same color? Do you want another color? I would buy the yarn and I would be like, see if I can find like some discount on the yarn in some way, shape, or form. And I'll let them pay the full price. And if I need two skeins or like one and a half, they'd still be at least paying for both of the skeins of yarn, and you keep the leftovers at a minimum in that case. You need to sugar it up so you get something out of it, even though you might not want to charge for your time, but just make sure that you get a little bit of a tip, kind of. They might not even be aware of that they're tipping you, but I've been there too. You're glad that you're selling online because it gives more diverse clients. I totally get that. One thing that I am a little bit more of, I think that is a good thing with like markets, that people can actually feel the stuff, and they might think that something is buttery soft that doesn't look buttery soft and might buy it just because they got to a good impression of like how the feel is. So I do see that as a plus on the market part. But I'm probably going to be very tired. I'm expecting that to happen. Yes. Oh, I love this color. Well, I think like there's an advantage to selling online with a bigger market, but there's a lot of different selling points in all the different forms of ways that you can sell things. Going to a market, I have to get there. I have to be there at a certain time. Travel expenses, setting up a booth, all of this, and then pulling through 5 hours of social and trying to sell yourself. That is a very draining thing. Online businesses, that can happen like anytime, any place, from any parts of the world. So there's a lot of things. Good morning, Michi. Well, or good night. Yeah, that was nice of your old coworker to refuse you to just charge for the yarn and gave you some extra. That is for sure really good for you. Yes. Someone that actually knows that time is money. I have so far, my best client is a family member that charges whatever I say. Like, this is the time it took me, and this is the cost of material, and that's my price, and that's it. No discussions or whatsoever. It's just like, okay, yes. For those of you that seen the owls that I made, that was for that family member. Shining Veil. You've been watching Shining Veil and cannot stop. It's way past your bedtime. I don't even know what Shining Veil is. Is it a series? Good morning, Stina. How are you this morning? I found your Instagram. Did you see that? I poked you on your Instagram. Okay, I am past the 2 hours. Wow. I said I was going to be here an hour to 2 hours because then I have to continue with my market prepping and my blocking and things. And now I should really do that because now the stuff I blocked has been, or yeah, 2 hours to cool down and set. So now I'm going to take them off the blocking mat and I'm going to put something else on there because I have more things to block. So I'm going to just continue with my market prepping all day, and in between the market prepping I have some laundry to do because laundry never stops, right? Thanksgiving will now be called the day of gluttonous torture day. Well, that's why I'm saying it. It's happy stuffed turkey day. It's the day we celebrate being fat and sassy in just stuffing ourselves. to match the turkey that we stuffed to get stuffed on with. Yeah, I don't even. I totally get that we want to celebrate things, but do we have to stuff ourselves to the brim of tummy aches while we celebrate being thankful for things? Or just like Christmas and all the other holidays, we just seem to be eating a lot. No matter where we are, food is a big part of celebrations. It's just, it is a little mind-boggling. Left dinner 3 pounds heavier. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That happens anytime there's a celebration. Christmas, Easter, Midsummer, something we celebrate very big in Sweden. We don't have the Thanksgiving, but we have Midsummer celebrations instead. And you probably stuff yourself a bit for 4th of July, I take it. There's a lot of food because you hang out together and you celebrate and then you eat. You know what, Jeannie? You know what? Happy to see you, but you're more happy to see the cardigan. So for Jeannie, I'm just gonna sit here and be all cozy. Okay? I bet you can do one for yourself, hon. Yeah, this is what Jeannie wants. Jeannie wants the cardigan. Now I can hang this one back up on the chair behind me. Let's see, can I do this? Because this is what I'm really like into right now. My butterfly shawl. I need to sort my nails out. They're a mess. Yeah, Christmas. Every year we go to the family and eating, presents, coffee, and cake, and then some more eating. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, you need to do it. You probably have some purple. I bet you have some purple. You have some purple. Do you have some mint? That's my question. Do you have some mint? Or would you pair it with something else? A dark and a light purple? White gray? Something something? Do you need the pattern? Do you want the exact replica? Is that what we're doing? Because I did record a tutorial when I made this, and then I got stuck in some parts of it. I couldn't figure out there was some things that just messed up editing on it. I could go back to do that. Yeah, like this is my own my original pattern. That's my thing. So there is a tutorial. Everything is there. I just need to revisit that and see what I can do about it. It's a worsted purple yarn. Does it look yellow to you? Is that what you're saying? Or do you want yellow with it? Because you can get a close-up of the colors if you want to. Because this is what I have left. This and this. Really light mint and purple. And one and then some of these mega balls is what I used. This is what I have left over from 2 mega balls. Will you finish your 100-day project, Drini? Rudy's asking. Mega ball Aaron. You go back in the shelf behind me. Yo, go, hey, hide. But yeah, 2 hours, 15 minutes. I need to go get blocking. What are you guys going to do? What are you going to go do? Oh, high visibility yellow. Yeah, that would be nice. I get that. So you could require, oh yeah, you could be fancy on the brakes. That would be, I get that. It is a little bit of a different style than a regular hexagon with this. There's some holes in it, and then there's the stripy part, and then there's the ridge. And the ridge is actually, it might look like a back post or like just a slip stitch. But what did I say? It's like you crochet into the third loop, if that makes sense. I do explain it in the tutorial. Maybe not as good as I would now, knowing better, being all wiser, because it was recorded a long time ago. As long as you've seen this one, um, it's made like a year and a half, 2 years ago or something. So yeah, it's just a video that never happened on this one. But yeah, time to go blocking. Pixie's gonna continue with the butterfly shawl. Keep an eye open for all the food. Yeah, as long as you can do that. Thank you, Jeannie. You like the sleeve more times than not. You find yourself annoyed with the ribbing and wind up with bell sleeves. Well, I kind of have, this one kind of has that little bit of a bell sleeve thing going, and I don't have a ribbing on this cuff. The ones I've done recently, my cardigans, I've done more of a ribbed cuff. I did let a secret out of the bag the other day, a tutorial that is in the making. It's been long lost, forgotten. But here we have a more of a ribbed cuff, but a short ribbed cuff on this little mini hexagon cardigan that I've been working on. So if you want to know more about this one, go and rewatch my last, was it? Yeah, one of my last lives. I'm gonna see if I can figure it which one out, and I can link it. I don't think it's not West Coast Wednesday. It's my last live when I did a pop-up, because I did talk about this one then. When I was hanging out with the West Coast Wednesdayers, we did not talk about this one, because that is technically the last time I was live, but that's not my last live. But I did talk about this one, and I need to go and finish recording that one and finish it so I can get that one out, because all my hexagon cardigans has different techniques in them that I see is very different to how you do most of the things that I've seen so far, like how I close my seams. Like you see, there's a little bit of a thing going on here, like how I close them. It's different to, yeah, this one is not very visible how it's done, but this is 2 cakes. But I had the yarn end in the armpit and the yarn end in the bottom here where I ended. That's the 2 seams the 2 threads I had to sew in on this side. And on the other side, I had the armpit and the seam for the back side. So there's 4 threads to hide, and that's it. So there's a lot of techniques that I need to share. Yes. Back to the drawing board and revisit this tutorial and see if I can actually get something out of that and get that uploaded, because Drainy needs this pattern, and apparently some more people do require this pattern. So Tiny hexagon cardigan would make baby gifts, super great baby gifts. Yes, for sure, for sure. And I should make more cardigans for the market. I could have done that. I could have. I have a lot of these yarns that looks pretty good with hexagon cardigans because they're color changing and really cool. So that could have been a thing. Yes. I need to wrap it up. I need to go do stuff. I don't want to go. We're having too much fun. I don't want to leave you guys. You're here and hanging out. I could be here all day if I did not have family that wants to, walk around in the house as well as things I need to do. But I see you back here on Sunday, hopefully. Scrap Dolls, it's already scheduled. I don't know what time it is wherever you are. You can probably very easy see when that is if you just go and check it out. Let's see. I can do like this. And then you can see whatever time it is where you are, and this is when you find me next time. So that's my upcoming live stream. So you can check it out and figure out what time it is for you, and see me back here at that point. Yes. But until then, I hope you have a great rest of your day, or sleep well. And I'll be busy. I'll be busy. That's what I'm going to do. I haven't even, oh wait. Okay, you guys. I haven't been right back, and I haven't showed appreciation to my lurkers. I have some new things to share. So before I run away, I'm gonna play it as my outro. Okay, I have a little thing for my lurkers. I have a little thing. So for my lurkers and everyone else, thank you for hanging out. Thank you for being here. And I'm gonna use it as my outro. And I see you back here Sunday. So I'm gonna see in the chat what you think about this one. And thank Neil for making this one for me. So bye bye for now. Love you guys.